Hello, very good evening and warm welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. My name is Anthony and this is Financial Markets and this is Smart 24 TV where we drive your business. It's another edition and episode of the Financial Markets Show on which we focus on investments within the financial markets in Uganda and across East Africa. Remember to follow us on our socials. On X, we are Smart 24 TV now, and on Instagram at Smart24TV _. And then you can also follow us on YouTube. And on YouTube, our channel is Smart24 TV Live. There you will be able to catch all your latest content on financial markets. Now, next week is a big week for the Financial Markets Forum that's going to be held at Serena, and under the Bank of Uganda and Capital Markets Authority guidance, we are going to be having the Capital Markets Economic Development Forum under the theme Financial Markets as a complementary platform for funding the planned tenfold growth. And then when we look at this event, we are still looking back from the World Investor Week, which was still organized in conjunction by the CMA in conjunction with the Uganda Securities Exchange. But now we are looking at Bank of Uganda as a key stakeholder as well in the financial market, since it issues the fixed income securities that are traded on the Uganda Securities Exchange and on other platforms as well. Now, what is this event about? What is the tenfold growth program? What do we expect? All that is going to be discussed in this show. And joining me on set is none other than Mr. Dickson Sembuya, the Director of Research at the Capital Markets Authority. You're most welcome, Mr. Sembuya.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm very glad to have you. It's been a long time of me anticipating you to come on the show, but I'm glad that the Lord has finally brought you here. Yeah. So tell us about yourself and what you do at the Capital Markets Authority.
Okay. Good evening, viewers, and thank you very much for having me on set. I appreciate the fact that you're providing us a platform to sensitize Ugandans on matters capital markets. Yeah. Dickson Sembuya, currently Director of Research and Market Development at the Capital Markets Authority. I've been in this regulatory business for the last 14 years. Wow, then I've been in the financial markets business for the last 18 years. Okay, wow. So I believe along the way I've garnered a bit of knowledge and experience that I believe I can share with others and enable others to make use of. So I'm looking forward to having a discussion on today's topic, so that we basically break down the different moving parts and enable Ugandans appreciate the whole idea behind the event that is scheduled for next week.
Yeah. Yes. As Director of Research and Market Development, what are some of your pertinent roles in this position? Because I believe research is one of the key factors that drive investment, and especially you being a part of the authority which regulates the business of investment. How important is this role? Okay. Yes.
Now, we undertake research, okay, action-based research, okay, to facilitate market development. Okay. So key thing is undertake research, which will then facilitate market development. So the question becomes, what is market development? Okay. Under market development, there are a couple of pillars. Okay. We have market deepening. Okay. From being able to increase the number of products. Okay. Advocacy. Okay. The research that we undertake also supports the legal regulatory framework. So that's another pillar of development. A critical element of development is a legal regulatory framework that facilitates innovation. Okay. A legal regulatory framework that strikes a balance between protecting investors and at the same time enabling innovation. Okay. Another pillar under development is capacity building. Okay, so part of our role is to basically build the capacity of the market. Okay, we license intermediaries. Okay, so we build their capacity so that you can create an attractive environment for issuers, investors, you name it. Okay, so capacity building is critical in the job we do. Again, when we talk about development technology, I think we are trying to address the role of emerging technologies in as far as capital markets are concerned. From AI, issues around cybersecurity and capital markets. Okay, so all that is part of developing Uganda's capital markets. Then advocacy. Okay, again, whatever research we undertake then supports advocacy activities. So who are we advocating to? Okay, we're advocating to business owners about the funding opportunities available within Uganda's capital markets. We're advocating, the research we do supports advocacy to policymakers. I mean, we need to address certain questions to policymakers. Why capital markets, or what can capital markets do in as far as the national development and growth agenda is concerned? Okay, so that research provides input into advocacy activities, okay, targeting different groups. Okay, so I think in a nutshell, have action-based research that will then facilitate different development pillars, capacity building, technology, the legal regulatory framework, advocacy activities.
Amazing. I think that's a very big role, and that shows the magnificence of the work you're doing. But before we get into also our topic today, recently I experienced something very bad. I got my money stolen off a WhatsApp hacker. So this friend of mine usually asks for money from me. Oftentimes I lend him, we exchange money. So he texts me, the same language we usually use. Hey, Anthony, I am stuck. I need 200,000, I'm like, okay, where should I deposit? Because I know he often do this. And then he gives me a number. I have a client here. Please put it on her line, and then I'll refund it tomorrow. So I do what he has asked me. Then the following day, I realize people are complaining that this guy has been asking money from them. His WhatsApp account was hacked, and this guy fleeced money from over 5 of the people that are close to this guy. And some people even gave up a lot more money than I did. I realized how important cybersecurity and protection is when it comes to money transaction. In your role as director of research, how are you looking into this? Because with the advancement in technology, there's also advancement in financial intelligence crimes, where people are using technology to actually steal money from people.
Now, I'm very sorry for that particular hack. Losing your hard-earned money is never an easy thing. So I'm sorry for that particular incident. I think clearly there is an integration between finance and technology. Okay, and technology is an enabler. Okay, technology will help you cut down on costs. Technology will increase access. Okay, technology will give you a level of comfort and convenience. Okay, and so most of us embracing technology, okay, in our access of financial services, but therein lies a risk. You have those actors who are out there, okay, seeking to intercept your transactions, seeking to hack into your accounts, okay, and hence the need, okay, from a regulatory perspective, okay, to develop policies that will not only protect those that play within this space, the different actors that we license, from stockbrokers, investment advisors, okay, they need protection, okay, and at the same time, since these individuals deal with the public, you're talking about public savings, you're talking about public money, okay, you need to find a way of securing people's funds. You also need to find a way of securing these particular actors, the intermediaries, okay, those people who facilitate the transactions between those who are buying, those who are selling, okay. You need to secure their systems. You also need, and in doing so,
payment system as well. Yes,
the whole system, okay. Client data, okay, because we've witnessed cases of identity theft. I think I can clone your details and I become an Anthony somewhere. Okay, so we need to protect client data, we need to protect payment systems, okay, and hence the need for clear policies, okay, clear policies that are enforceable, that can be monitored consistently, to guarantee client investments, to guarantee client data is protected, to guarantee that the intermediary systems are well secured, and that ultimately ensures that public funds are safe, and that is a key element in driving investor confidence in the capital markets. I think investor confidence is critical, and if at all there are any questions around the safety of our funds, if at all there are any questions around the safety of my investments, okay, then in terms of eroding investor confidence, that can actually be a trigger to erode investor confidence in the capital market. So it's important, that whatever policies we have in place, we continuously monitor compliance. We continuously improve on the policies, owing to the continuous evolution of technology. Okay, so that's an important aspect. Cybersecurity policies and the enforcement is critical in as far as driving investor confidence is concerned, because when people feel secure, then they'll be a lot more confident to bring the money when systems are better secured.
Amazing. Getting into our event that we are doing a discussion on today, next week on 4th December, the Bank of Uganda has joined hands with CMA to organize this Capital Markets Economic Development Forum. And now, first of all, brief us about this event, but also tell us about the tenfold growth that is what we are looking at funding. What does this all mean?
Okay. Now, His Excellency the President has cast a vision to grow Uganda's economy from a GDP of $50 billion to a GDP of $500 billion by the year 2040. Okay. And the details around that are going to be provided in the next National Development Plan. Okay, so that's where all the operational details will be provided. But the vision is very clear. Let us grow our economy 10 times from $50 billion to about $500 billion. Now, there are 4 areas of focus with respect to this particular tenfold growth in our economy. There is agro-industrialization, okay, or agro-processing, in other words, where there will be need to add value to agricultural output. Okay. Tourism, okay. That would also be another area of focus in as far as growing our economy tenfold. Okay. Mining sector, oil and gas. Okay, we have a lot of untapped mineral wealth. Okay, and His Excellency the President believes that this is the right time for us to exploit our minerals and have the mining sector contribute significantly, okay, to economic growth. Okay. Then thirdly, science and technology. Okay, we believe in that knowledge industry as being a driver of economic growth. Okay, so in a nutshell, those will be the focus areas. Now, for us to achieve those particular, or that goal or vision as cast by the President, okay, several things have to happen. From the levels of savings. The levels of savings need to go up from the current 20% of GDP to about 40% of GDP. Okay, so there's a lot of work to be done. I mean, there's a lot of work in terms of being able to mobilize savings for more Ugandans. Okay, energy needs. Okay, if you look at the projected energy needs, we'll need roughly 52,000 megawatts of power to realize that particular dream. By the year 2040, that is a target, being able to reach about 52,000 megawatts of power. So you realize that with those type of ambitions and goals, okay, number one, you need to have an innovative way of financing those goals. Okay. And so it calls for thinking outside the box. Okay, what more can we do beyond the existing to finance this particular grand vision, okay, we need to look at other innovative ways. We need to combine the resources from the public sector as well as from the private sector. Okay, we need to synergize. We need to see a lot more synergies between the public and the private sectors. Okay, so that has been the question. How do we successfully finance this tenfold expansion in economic growth? Okay, I mean, if you look at the goals, the goals require a lot of financing. Okay, we need to innovatively find ways of closing the financing gap. Okay, hence, the challenge that has been given to us as professionals within this space to come up with ways of financing that particular grand vision as cast by His Excellency the President. Now, we've looked around, trying to benchmark with other countries, just to see how, their governments are financing, their growth needs, social programs, economic growth programs, infrastructure. We've looked around, looked at different jurisdictions, and we've also looked at the fixed income space, specifically how the government can tap into the fixed income space, okay, as part of the financing for this particular ambitious grand goal as cast by His Excellency the President. Now, to be very clear, okay, for you to successfully fund this particular ambition, you need to blend different forms of financing. Okay, so I'm not saying
so
that.
You're not looking at one direction.
No, I'm not saying that.
Is going to be.
No. I talked about fixed income as a way.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that it's not the only way that we can finance this particular goal. Okay, there are other ways.
Yes.
Okay, so we can go the fixed income space where we borrow using capital markets instruments. You can play within the equity space where you sell shares. Okay, so for you to successfully fund the goals, you need to blend different types of financing. Okay, you need to blend different types of innovative financing, and ultimately, once you blend different forms of financing, what that normally does is that if you're able to mix different forms of financing with which have got different costs, okay, you should eventually offset what is high cost with what is low cost. Okay, so there are different ways, and you need to blend different forms of financing in order for you to finance this goal. But speaking specifically to next week's event, next week's event will try and understand how the fixed income space can be harnessed to finance the tenfold growth expansion in the economy. Okay, so the focus of that particular event will be on the fixed income space. Okay, but not to say that that's the only exclusive avenue that will finance the tenfold growth. But this particular event is going to look at the fixed income space. How can we tap into the fixed income space and specifically the bond market to finance not only the public sector but also the private sector? Okay, how can the bond markets, okay, or fixed income space be utilized by both the private and public sector to finance the tenfold growth? Because I believe public-private partnerships will be part of the options that will be explored in as far as financing the tenfold growth program is concerned. So how can both the public and the private sector tap into the bond market space to finance this particular vision? Okay, so we're going to be exploring that particular option and how we can deploy fixed income or bond markets to finance the tenfold growth. Now, to guide us in those discussions, we've looked around and we've been able to identify FMDQ Group Nigeria as a good benchmark. Okay, and we've seen how using FMDQ Nigeria, okay, which is basically FMDQ is an integrated infrastructure provider. They have an exchange, they have a clearing and settlement system, you name it, okay. And if you look at FMDQ group, and specifically the exchange bit of it, that exchange provides a platform for raising capital using different forms of fixed income. And it also provides a platform for trading fixed income instruments. Okay, and the government of Nigeria has raised capital through this particular platform provided by the FMDQ group. And the government of Nigeria has deployed that capital for development purposes. Okay, so we want to learn from the FMDQ group experience, okay, on how the fixed income market has been harnessed to support national development needs, how the fixed income space has been harnessed to drive private sector growth. And we shall be hosting the CEO of the FMDQ group, okay, who will be coming to share the Nigerian experience in as far as harnessing the fixed income space or the bond market space, and harnessing this market in order to support government growth, support development projects, support the development agenda of the nation, as well as provide capital to the private sector and facilitate private sector growth.
Amazing. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to look at what are some of the expectations from our different stakeholders in as far as this event is concerned. You've elucidated that fixed incomes are just one way that we are going to be looking at. So who are the people that are expected to be able to contribute to this, and also how have fixed incomes really penetrated the public in the recent few years? We've seen government borrowing more domestically these days, more than actually foreign debt that we have seen also that has been subsiding. But also this gentleman, Mr. Bola Onadale Koko, who is going to be the chief guest as well as keynote speaker. What does he have to offer when it comes to benchmarking from Nigeria? I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, the largest economy in Africa. What are some of the things that he's bringing from there? We'll do that after the break. My name is Anthony. I'm with Mr. Dixon Sembuya, the Director of Research and Market Development at the Capital Markets Authority. We'll return shortly after this breather. Don't touch your dial.